What a stud. My biggest buck, I think, with a bow.
I'm gonna let him get through the gateway and then I'm gonna hit him with a couple grunts. See if we can't pull him back up here. There he goes. There he goes. Smoked him. I just smoked Whitey. It's 10 after 6. I just hammered him. He came through our old gateway. I gave him a couple grunts. He came right to us. Probably 27 yards. I hammered him. It's almost about time to wrap it up here tonight. Been a pretty slow night. We had Dona falling and then a little buck come underneath us right when we got in the tree. Then after that, it got pretty slow. Oh, right here. It's him, it's him, it's him.
Gee, look at the brows on that buck. He looks almost identical to my 10 last year. What a freaking awesome deer.
Buck right here. Yeah, I'll shoot that deer.
We've literally been in the tree. I don't even think we're completely set up yet.
Oh yeah.
We had phenomenal blood for 400 or 500 yards and just never stopped. He bedded twice and must have been bedded and just knew he wasn't gonna make it and fell down the rest of the way to the hill. It feels nice to punch a Wisconsin tag.
I've seen enough of them. All right, here we go. Ready? I hard shot him. Go down. He just bedded down. Oh man. I can't believe that just happened, dude. First deer of the trip.
Truly blessed for this opportunity and couldn't ask for much more than this, and just feel very fortunate. So
today the sun come out. We got standing corn down this hill, probably 400 yards. And these deer should be bedded up here to the north of us, and they should be heading down this afternoon. Barrett, Barrett. I absolutely drilled him. Where you at him? I think I... November 16th, down here in Iowa. We just got him out of the woods, got him out in the open here and propped up. Brandon and I have been at it the last couple of days down here. Weather's been real cold. We got hit with a snowstorm yesterday.
We should be about, I was thinking somewhere within 150 yards of this deer now, from where we seen him this morning. Our guess is he's on the other side of this draw here. We're gonna just ease up on the top here and slowly work it and keep looking down in the draws, and hopefully we can run into him, but we know we're getting pretty close to him here. Thanks, dude. That's a hell of a deer. The deer still had a lot of life left in him. We were able to get closer on him and get one more arrow in him. It's not the way you want to see it done, but what an awesome buck. I'm happy with him, really happy with him. Kind of fed out. The winter wheat field behind us, but the next group is already on its way in.
I'm pumped, man. I can't thank these guys enough for bringing me out here. This has been a heck of a trip. This year's been so much fun. Couldn't be happier to have my first out-of-state buck on the ground, especially with Mike Mancl behind the camera. We've been chasing deer for a long time together, and this is the first one he's filmed me kill. Good buck anyway. It's really cool when it all comes together like it has this year.
That's not a very high-scoring deer, but that deer has been a 200-plus pound deer since summer. I think that deer is old. He can walk it up, and he's got so much mass on him. Oh man, I know he's not going to score worth a hoot, but that is a big deer. That's a big deer. I smoked him. Ooh, we found him. He gave us a good blood trail, but petered out at the end here. That's a nice mane. Oh, just look at that frame. Wow.
Hopefully some show up tonight before dark, because it gets dark quick in here. We're in real tall old timber, so not much sunlight gets through, so hopefully they want to cooperate and want to get at this bait early. Is that through the heart?
Wow. I was tore up inside.
Yeah, good head.
Really thought that was a bad shot. Look at that. That is awesome. First bear ever down. Thank you so much, Brad. This has been awesome.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yep.
We keep doing this year in and year out, man. I'm gonna have to owe you. So bad.
Buck down, Dad. Yep. Give me a high five, buddy. I mean, the last 4 years have been a struggle learning a new farm every year. But I'd say we're off to a pretty good start with this one, bud. Don't move. He's walking this way, dude. He's walking right here. Don't hardly move. You on him? Tell me when you're good, Logan. Super happy we were able to find him. We knew it was going to be a dead deer. It was a little low, a little back, but he was quartering away super hard. So the hunt was awesome last night. Decoy Dan did his job. See him in the bottom.
Meh.
I thought my shot was a touchback. It looked like lung liver. And he ran across the creek and he kind of hunched up. And then he went up the hill and we watched him crash. He's laying dead probably 90 yards from us.
Let this deer go overnight. We're gonna go down here where I shot him, go look for the arrow, see if we can find blood, and start following the trail.
Right in the middle of those trees.
Alright. This was another buck we had on the list. He's a tight racked, mature deer. Not a high scoring deer, but definitely a mature deer. I'm super happy with him. He's an awesome buck.
Pretty sure it's a shooter out here. Probably about 150, 200 out. He just went down in the field right there. Oh man, does that feel good?
What here? It's a big flat sneeze right here. First velvet whitetail opening night in North Dakota, 2019. Couldn't ask for anything better. And to start off, I mean, we weren't in a tree more than 2 hours to start the season. This guy walks right in, 15 yards.
Come on. Dude, let's go. Let's go. That could not have worked out any better.
Hell yeah. Dang. Look at those inside points.
This week's been a pretty good grind. It's day 7 or 8, and this is our first buck or mature buck encounter that we've actually had in all those days. We made it work tonight. Great night, great buck.
Last night, well, yesterday afternoon was pretty rough on me. We watched this buck go into this last draw probably, I'm gonna tell you, 1,000 yards from here yet. And we waited for what we could see. He never come out. He wasn't in there. I found a little bit of blood, but it's so hard to find blood, and it hits this grass, you can't see it. Coyotes are terrible out here. I figured the coyotes would have got him last night, and they did. I actually walked right up there last night. We got up here this morning, and there's magpies all over.
November 9th, Logan and I just got out here to Ohio. We drove straight through the night after Logan got done with work. We got here about 4 something this morning. We're not familiar with this area that we're going into, so we just let it get light out. And now we're gonna walk up in there and take a look around. She's by herself. I could zip one in there. Logan, there's a big buck right there. Logan, Logan, get on. Do you see him? I'm zoomed in, Max. Yeah, I see him. Mer. Dude, I just smoked him. He's dead. Come up to this river bottom to do some scouting in this buck step. There stands up with this doe, and it had, from the time I saw the deer to the time I shot, had to have been about 5 seconds. Looks like Logan's gonna get 5 days to himself here. I'll be a playing cameraman. Nice shot.
Oh, I don't deserve him. I don't deserve him at all. So this morning I said a prayer. I said, Jesus, just help me to keep my patience this year. And I looked across the field, and this dude's down there tending a doe on the other side of the field. And thank you, Jesus. And that deer came right across the field, worked his way through Dad's cornfield up here. And I made about a 30, I'm going to say 35-ish yards or whatever. I put the 35-yard pin right on him, and Jesus guided the arrow, and he's dead right there. I'm going to say he's one of my biggest bucks ever.
What do you say when you shoot a big buck?
Big buck down.
Can I get knuckles?
Look alive, everybody. I hope this tickles your fancy. Put it down.
Let's go, baby.
Got him.
You're gonna make this happen.
Yes. Come on.
I am the icebreaker with the filmmakers, hands up, cause we going wild. I am a giant. I got the sauce and I'm never missing when I'm taking these shots.
Got it.
But I am a boss. Get over here, I'ma give you that loss. Number one now, never backing down, we want it all. We gonna shut it down, come on, bring it now, never slowing down, we want it all.
Well, that doesn't get you fired up. Nothing will. Welcome back to another RUT Live.
We want it all.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of RUT Live. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We've got Mancl, going to be the hunter. Isaac, going to be cameraman in Iowa. Ross Weeks, Hayden, also hitting up Iowa tonight. Looking good. Colors are changing. We're excited. We got Dylan, Goulash, and Rando going to be hunting Wisconsin tonight. See what those boys can churn up. Jacob Rand and Hunter Jacobs going to be a tandem as well in the tree tonight in Wisconsin. Very excited. Can't wait. We got a great episode coming ahead here. The conditions are perfect. Deer been on the hoof like crazy. We got Jimbo in the house. Tonight we got a special guest. Brennen himself. Can't wait to get going with him. Everybody tuning in, thanks for joining. Boys, conditions are looking great. How you feeling about tonight?
It's November 2nd. We had a monster cold front here the last couple of days. It was super windy and rainy, and I guess it kind of depends from Iowa to Wisconsin if the sun's out right now. But the deer are on their feet. I am sitting at home. I wish I was in a tree like these guys are, but this is the next best thing, and I'll be heading to a tree here soon. So I think it's going to be a good night.
Yeah.
Hopefully somebody can knock one down.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that because up where I'm by Spitzley, they're definitely zipping around, and perfect day today with, like Brennan said, the weather was very poor leading up, and with this cold front change, she was a awesome day today.
Heck yeah. We're looking at Mancl here. Mancl's hunting his urban unit again tonight. Same stand he sat last weekend. Got a southeast wind, about 12 mile an hour, cloudy conditions, and potential rain. So, I mean, I'm excited if I'm sitting that stand. A little bit of overcast weather, a little bit of rain can get things stirred up. I guess it's just me. You guys aren't excited? You're not excited for him?
No, I'm pumped up for Mancl. I know he's got a couple good bucks running around in that urban unit. I don't think he's had an encounter with any of them yet. I know last week he thought he might have laid eyes on one, but I think when they went back and looked at the footage, it wasn't the deer he thought it was. So I'm pumped for him. It's his first year with a buck tag in the urban unit, and it's any day now he's gonna connect on one for sure.
Yeah, heck yeah. It looks like a sweet setup he's got there.
I think it's going to be a stellar night tonight with the conditions, the cooler weather. I think there's going to be some deer hitting the ground tonight, guys.
Yeah, for sure. And now we're taking a look at Ross.
Digging the positivity, Jimbo.
Yeah. Cheeks Weeks is hunting public tonight, hunting the same stand he set this morning. He's in a woods with a river on the back of him and a ditch to the left, which creates a little funnel where these deer like to cross. He saw his number one hit lister this morning, hoping that he works back through tonight. He's got a little bit of a southeast wind blowing back into the river. So he's going to be playing the wind, playing the thermals, coming off of that creek. If things add up, I think he's got a good chance. Now we're going to Goulash. Chances are he's bringing men to their knees, from what I hear. Yeah. Yeah, he's got a little action, got some deer on the hoof. He's doing a hanging hunt tonight on the north end of their property there. He's set up on the west end of one of their food plots. He's been seeing a ton of deer in the area, going from bedding to the food plot, then to the neighbor's cornfield. He's set up perfect for a southeast wind, so with any luck, he'll be in the cards as well, in the chips. Just good stuff, man. I mean, everybody's set up for success, and conditions seem like they're lining up. I think
for sure
got a good chance, boys. Tonight might be a good night.
I think so too. Ross has been all over that deer on public. He's been in there, I think, the last 3 or 4 days, kind of jumping around. I don't think he's making any big changes on his setup, but just based on deer movement, where he's seeing bucks and does moving, he is creeping around at 100 yards here, 100 yards there, and he did see his top buck this morning on a doe hard, I think he was, and then that buck that was on RUT Live last week, that younger wide one with the big brows, he had him pinned on a doe, I think, yesterday, but I think Ross is due. He's been grinding his ass off on the public, and he's all over this big buck right now. Hopefully we can watch him finish the job.
Yeah, it'd be pretty awesome. He puts a lot of good work in and studying and does his homework on a lot of the stuff where he usually does very well.
Heck yeah. Let's go Cheeks.
Cheeks weeks. Jimbo, what do you think the odds are that Mike tickles the black racks tonight?
I think pretty good.
I would bet on it.
Oh yeah, Spitzley almost got her done today.
Yeah, did you guys have a good hunt this morning?
Oh yeah, he was so close. If the deer just needed to turn a quarter, just turn the way a little, because it was angled where he had no shot. Man, I got like some sweet greasy footage on that thing. It was sweet, but we're gonna
Nice.
keep grinding. Hopefully, can pound one. We got a lot of good footage, a lot.
Nice. When are you flying back to Wisconsin?
I fly back Monday night.
Nice. Sounds like
So
Mike's
like
got
I
a
told-
train going by him.
Like I told Spitz, I'm going down swinging. We ain't quitting until it's done.
Yep. Yep.
Rut report back home. Last week, Dan and Kyle saw 15 different bucks running around on their feet, and day before they said they were going pretty good, but today was kind of a slower day. But they saw a nice solid buck yesterday.
All right, we got our guest host in the house. We're looking forward to this conversation. We got Jake from Domain. Food plots, blends, all the necessary attractants to bring your critters in for lunch. This is the guy. So we're excited to kind of pick your brain a little bit today and just get to know you. How you doing, man?
Heck yeah. Good. Happy to be on.
Good deal. Glad to have you. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about how you got to know these boys.
Yeah, so it was 2020. Me and my wife, actually my old boss invited us to a benefit, Shot for Hope benefit. And Mike and Tim were just starting this stuff out of their basement, and they had like 5 blends that they had produced and brought to this benefit. And I just bought property out here in Wisconsin, and I was looking to put in a food plot, and sat down at the table with them, and we just kind of bullshitted together. And well, his wife was actually due that night, and it's funny, my wife was due a week later. So we kind of just stayed in touch through social media that way.
Like in the mail?
And,
Did you order these brides, or what do you mean?
Yeah. No, I mean,
babies.
Yeah. Babies.
Okay.
Yeah. No, so that was cool. We just stayed in touch that way. And I was doing construction. So I was like, hey, man, I'm done at 2:15 every day. Like, I'd love to come in and help you out. I know he's just starting to ramp up and things are getting busy. And that's what I did for about a year. I could just tell he's getting busier and busier. And he looked at me and was like, hey, man, what do you think about working for us full time? I'm like, hell yeah, sign me on. So
cool.
Here I am.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Heck yeah. Yeah, a lot of us are very grassroots in this industry, and so certainly understand that, and that's awesome, dude. So Domain obviously has come quite a long way in a short time. I was telling these boys before you jumped on that I actually I had some property a couple years ago, and was bulldozing and dressing it up for hunting and building both, and went to my local Tractor Supply, and it was stocked with Domain seed. And that was the first time I'd ever seen it. You know, and I looked at the blends that were available, and the price point was decent. So I figured give it a shot, and good results. I think I used a Clover blend, which worked great. I'm in East Tennessee. Might have been. I'm not sure. They were in plastic bottles, and one of them was like a blue label, or black label with blue, and one was a black. One was a black label with pink, I think. Yeah. I used a few different things. I had a couple different spots, and everything turned out great. Things were growing well. I had countless turkeys and deer hitting those plots. Harvested a great buck off of that piece. One of my best ever in Tennessee. So yeah, I mean, as far as putting things to the test, it turned out good, man.
Sweet.
And that extreme, what seemed to me was an extreme growth in a very short amount of time is the point of that whole ramble. But I'd never heard of Domain, and then all of a sudden it's readily available where I live. So that, I assume that took off quickly. Were you involved in that process, or how did that kind of take place?
I mean, that's kind of Mike and Tim and Riley's type of deal there behind the scenes with those, like the stores and the dealers. Spencer's our other marketing guy, but so my role is director of operations. Basically, like a Swiss Army knife in there. I got my hands in a little bit of everything, so that makes it fun. Makes the days interesting, go by fast, go by slow sometimes, but yeah, I mean, Tractor Supply is a huge consumer of ours, so they're awesome. They're just crushing it for us. Fleet Farm's another great one. Cabela's has been really good for us too. It's wild to see that. Like I said, I started basically with these guys, like they were starting in their basement. We got into a space in Hudson, and that's when I started helping them after work and just watching. I mean, we were jugging seed out of a 50 gallon bucket. Now we're jugging seed out of a huge hopper, 10,000 pounds a day. It's wild. It's pretty awesome to see.
Yeah,
Kevin
cool.
Trent
so
just commented on YouTube. He said that he planted no BS and comeback kid this year here in East Tennessee with very little rain, and it's actually doing really good. So,
yeah,
that's funny.
No
it's
BS.
Funny that he's the comment. He actually, so I don't mean to cut you off, but he actually lives in the same area I do. He's like one of our few Southern followers, so I always kind of pay attention to what he's doing. But yeah, same results as me. Go ahead, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, no BS. No BS, Hot Chick. Those two mixes are just super hardy. They're great. We joke around at the shop and say, shit, you can throw this out on the tar and it'll grow. And the funny thing is we load our hoppers outside, and in the cracks of the concrete and tar, plants are actually growing in there. I mean, we get bulbs, like baseball-sized bulbs, so it's kind of funny that way.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I planted 5 food plots with Domain this year, and the previous seed that I had wasn't working at all. And this year when I planted all 5 food plots with Domain, I planted them all first week of August and they exploded. And then also I used that recharge stuff and they really exploded and turned out amazing. They were awesome because I planted the kale, the mother load, hot chick, and then I also did the clover and the green machine, and all 5 turned out awesome, having tons of deer pound them because around me it was all solid cornfields, so I had planted all greens, and they've been hammering those greens. And one of the guys that I hunt with, he shot a really nice solid buck out there. Dan, I don't know if you saw the buck that Dan shot. He shot a really nice solid buck out there off the clover. New food plot that turned out amazing.
That was a sweet video
awesome.
too, right over the shoulder, right in the food plot, like broad daylight.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and I've got a ton of awesome trail cam videos too, where like that kale, they're just pounding that kale. I mean, it looks like that kale was about knee high because it was like from August to like mid-September, and it was knee high.
Sure.
And it looks like somebody took a lawnmower to it and they just pounded it, which is awesome.
It's crazy. Yeah, I had the same effect on a couple of my leases. It's like same thing. My stuff was knee high, and you go back in there a couple weeks later, and it's like somebody took a lawnmower to it. Wild.
You've had a little luck already this year, haven't you, Jake?
Yeah, I got the horseshoe this year. That was pretty fun.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so that lease, I picked up 3 leases last year. But the one where I shot my buck, it was pretty cool. So I picked it up last January, and I just decided to throw out a couple trail cameras just to see what was around and whatnot. And the neat thing is that buck that I call Thumbs was the very first deer to show up on my camera. And he was probably, I don't know, 15 to 120 inch deer. But solid. I was like, oh, sweet, that's cool. And there wasn't very much other bucks in there other than him and some dinks. Season went on, I was trying to hope to find sheds because if you know me, I love finding sheds. Almost more than shooting 150 inch deer. But so yeah, picked that up in January and basically just went to work from there. It's 2 big ridges that dump into a valley, and I got about 3 acres that we can plant. So 3 acres was planted in Domain. I took 1 acre and planted in corn, and then some of that corn didn't take because of the rain and stuff, and I was able to plant illicit in there, or radish. So that was pretty cool. And then the rest of it was a green machine, our hall pass, big sexy, and wingman. And basically, once summer hit, bucks were starting to grow. That deer we call Thumbs was there every day, constantly. And the thing that was weird is it was like August, he just kind of disappeared, which makes sense. They get kind of goofy when they shed their velvet, but I didn't see him for a few weeks. I was like, I wonder what happened to him. And sometime in September, he showed back up, and I had a mock scrape out there. And I tell you what, he hit that thing every single day. Like, he was the boss up there. Every buck that walked by him, he bristled up and didn't want anybody else around him. So, yeah, it was October 14th.
Did you pee in it yourself?
Oh, yeah. Every time I'm out there, I'm peeing in it.
All right. I just wondered.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was, actually, October, I think like 12th, or a couple of days before I shot him. That was the first time I saw him on the hoof. And trail cameras were like, man, he's a nice deer. But when I saw him in person, I was like, oh, shit. Like, he's got some mass. Like, I'm going to shoot him if he comes by. And October 14th, it was just a magical hunt where he just read the script perfectly. There was 6 does out kind of feeding the food plots, and he was kind of nudging them, grunting. They fed off up into the corn, and sure enough, I look back, I'm like, holy shit, it's him. He's coming. Like, all right, get ready. And this valley, it pinches down to 40 yards is the farthest shot across the plot. And I got my mock tree at 20. And, of course, he comes to a scrape at 40 yards. And it was just me and him. I'm like, man, I got to do this now. Like, his face is up in the branches, and I just pulled back, settled in, and it was perfect shot. What I thought, he bounded off to 60 yards, and he was kind of like, looked like he was kind of doing the death stance, and he just bedded down. I'm like, oh man, what the hell? And laid down for an hour until I lost light, and I was just like, what the heck's going on here? Because like I said, it looked like I heart punched him. Perfect shot. So we waited probably 3 hours, went back in there hoping like, all right, he's going to just be on his bed. We'll ease in there, and hopefully he's right there. Of course, he wasn't. We walked 20 more yards, and I was like, all right. That was one of them nights where it was going to get down to like 30, 33 degrees. So I said, we'll leave him overnight, go in there the next morning. And the funny thing is I got a text cam over a water hole inside the woods, and at about 11:30, because I couldn't sleep, so I was up checking my cameras, and he was in the water. Like, hate to see it, but he's hurting where he's in the water, mouth's wide open, and then he beds down right on the side of the water hole, and his head starts going down, which I'm like, all right, he's going to die right there. And last clip I got of him, he just kind of like slowly walked off, and that was it for the night. Went back in there at 9:30, and he was only 20 yards from the water and piled up. So that was pretty
That's
awesome.
crazy.
He was a slammer. Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny you say that about the trail cameras, like him being bigger than you thought he was from the pictures, because I talk about that with a lot of people. Like, trail cameras almost never do a deer justice. It's almost like you got to add 10 to 15 inches from a camera picture to seeing them on the hoof. It's kind of funny that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because I tried one of them stealth 360s this year in the food plots, and he'd walk right by it, and it's like, I mean, like right by the camera. So it's like, I could tell he had mass, but it's just one of them where it's like, God, these 120-inch deer. But I ended up taping them it was like 129 and 5A, so stud of an 8 for me.
Hell yeah, that's
About
a
three.
beautiful
yeah,
buck.
that's awesome.
Classic 3.5-year-old.
Should have let him grow.
Jake, I'll just fill you in. There's a lot of 3.5-year-old shit talking that goes on in this program.
I love it.
Doesn't matter if the deer's 1.5 or 10.5. Josh is gonna call him 3.5.
That's good.
Yep, can't go wrong.
Yeah, and then
cool, man.
Shit, it wasn't. We went to Kentucky. Like I said, I got the horseshoe this year because Kentucky was the same deal. It was, we go there every year for a week, end of October. I wasn't in the tree for more than 2 hours, and I shot that deer, that nice 8-pointer. That was a 5.5-year-old deer, talking about age, but that was pretty cool too because I had the outfitter. The outfitter sent me the video. He's like, I got a shooter coming your way. Like, he's had a camera over this bean field, and that was cool because it was like 7:40. I'm like, oh, cool, all right. He's like, whether he makes it to you or not, and it wasn't. Shit, 15 minutes later, I look over and I'm like, holy shit, here he comes. Shot the deer at 8:15. That time I got to watch him do the old death dance and piled up. So that was a fast hunt for me. That was cool.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
We've got some comments coming in on YouTube. Actually, Doug Weeks, the father of one of the boys here, praising Domain Seed, said they planted it and it was kind of their number one draw for bringing bucks in, and I believe he tagged out, did he not?
Yeah, him. So Ross, he's from Michigan. I want to say south central or southeast Michigan. Him, his dad planted.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
South
Concord.
Central.
Yep, and that's a 2-buck state. Ross's dad has shot 2 bucks in the last week, and then Ross shot that dandy up there a week and a half, 2 weeks ago also. And they said that they pretty much got the only green food in the area, and he said the deer are just piled into their property right now.
That's awesome.
Now, do you guys sell at Rural King?
Yep, we're in there.
Yeah. All right, cool. We've got some another comment wondering if they're going to get more of the 50-pound bags of forage oats next year because all their Tractor Supply companies ran out. which happened here too for me. And I went to Rural King and they had some. So that's
Yeah, that's the plan this year. Like that was our first year with that blend in there, and man, we were just shocked on how well it did there. So we definitely got more coming for them next year.
heck yeah, cool.
I got a quick
Now-
shout out to one of the YouTube comments. Sorry, Carrots. I see that popped up in the comment feed that Jessica Slaminski just joined the Breaking Point Club. For anybody watching and listening, the Breaking Point Club is you go to our YouTube channel. I believe you have to do it from a desktop computer. But if you join the club, it gets you entered into winning a 2025 Hoyt bow. We'll talk about that a few times later here in the show. But thanks for joining, Jessica. You are now entered to win a new Hoyt bow.
Yeah, we need more people to join because if we sent her any more prizes, I'm going to be pissed off. She's been cleaning house. But yeah, the giveaways that we do, you guys obviously have been pitching in on that, Jake, making that possible. But it's we talk about it all the time. People are probably tired of hearing about it, but it's awesome. I mean, we're able, because of companies like Domain, you know, we're able to give away tons of awesome gear, equipment, you know, seed stuff, anything to do with hunting, and we just couldn't do it without companies like Domain, you know, that come to the table and are willing to pitch in, and that's what makes this show possible, and that's what keeps people signing up for memberships and things like that. You know, is just it's cool to see. It's always great to sit down with somebody who's an avid hunter that works for a company like you do, who is just all about getting it done and you know, seeing other people succeed and contributing to that success. So obviously we're thankful for you jumping on here today. We're glad to have you on, and thankful for the support from Domain for sure, but just wanted to also throw that in on the coattails of Jessica joining the membership. Just it's great stuff, and we're super thankful.
Yeah, no,
absolutely.
I mean, that's the best. That's the best part is the success. Like, guys, man, we get phone calls all the time. Like, hey, we planted it. It's grown great. They kill a big deer over it and send us pictures. Like, that's what we love to see, the success of it, and just the good stories. Like, man, your seeds, it's awesome. Like, what do you do differently, or we just put so much pride into the product that, you know, that's just what we do. Put the pride into it, and we work hard inside the shop.
And those non-resident Kentucky tags are getting more expensive all the time. So everybody make sure and purchase your Domain seed so Jake can put another slammer down next year.
Yeah. Well, I hope this horseshoe sticks, because that was a fun year.
Yeah. I've hunted Kentucky quite a bit also. Good success there. It's not a secret anymore. Everybody knows Kentucky's a great place to go. And that kind of brings something up that I want to pick your brain on a little bit. I don't know how involved you are on the scientific end of what Domain's doing, but how much of a challenge is it to develop a product like you guys have, and I know you have several different ones, that suits people all over the whitetail world? You know, I mean, our soil here is not the soil you have in Wisconsin. It's not the soil Michigan has. How difficult is it to produce a blend that's going to grow basically wherever somebody throws it out?
I mean, that's why we have so many blends, and Mike is definitely the brainiac behind all this, with the science and stuff. But like I say, like as far as like the clovers, the chicory, like the No BS, even you go from Big Sexy to Motherlode. I mean, just every blend, we try to incorporate that for everybody's like levels of pH, rocky soil, great soil, like rocky soil. I mean, you can plant our straight illicit, the daikon radish, and shit. Like I say, I just planted that on one of my leases. I got terrible soil, and I still had tubers coming up. Great plants. But yeah, I mean, he's the brainiac behind it all. He knows his stuff, so it's kind of hard to answer that question. But as far as
no.
That's why we have so many blends. But
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's your answer.
Yeah.
You overcome that challenge by offering multiple blends. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't imagine. You know, I have gardened my whole life, and gardening in East Tennessee sucks. It's just acidic soil. It's red clay. You know, like when you're trying to plant food plots to develop your deer, it plays a role. It's a factor. So I'm just curious what your
Yeah.
take was on that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, we get customer calls all the time and try to help them through it. Like test your soil is the biggest thing. We've came out with our liquid fertilizers now, so that's been huge for customers. Our soil conditioner has been great too. So, yeah.
That's a huge thing. The pH test, you know, you can what I believe you can do that and mail it off to like your local. Here for us, we can send it to University of Tennessee. They'll spit it back to us for free and tell us what exactly is in the soil, what we need to do, how to amend it. And that's just like a fortunate kind of spin-off of the fact that, I don't know if you're familiar with Craig Harper. He's a huge deer biologist. He's a botanist. He's been involved with QDMA back in the day when it was worth being involved with. He was a big player in that organization. So we're fortunate where I'm at to be involved with UT because he's there. So he's kind of like the soil dude. Tells you, you know, kind of what your early successional plants are doing and all that stuff, prescribed burns and whatever. But for your average Joe that doesn't have that option, what's the process, to your knowledge, of testing your soil?
Yeah, like so we offer the instant pH test where all you need is a solo cup and distilled water, and you could mix it up yourself. Put the test tab to the sample on our sheet, and it's pretty damn accurate. Or we do send them into like Midwest Labs, so we can send it in for you guys too and test it there, and just basically break everything out, like what you need to do to your soil.
Yeah, how much lime and whatever.
Yeah.
No, just for like our viewers and stuff, like for a person that's just starting out from ground zero, let's say starting a new food plot, how would you kind of recommend like steps in taking to condition that for product, or different applications of the product? Just like for some of our viewers that might be just starting to think about a food plot, or just reach out to like Domain, where just go out on the website, and because you guys been really awesome with a lot of stuff and really good with help.
He's talking about them city boys that are living around where Mancl's hunting. How would you tell a city boy how to plant a food plot?
So the biggest thing is guys always call us like, hey, what can I plant? Well, what's your situation? Like, is it shaded? You got full sun, partial sun. If it's shaded, then you're pretty limited. You got to kind of get that stuff down in the springtime. Like, get your perennials established is the biggest thing. Like right here behind my house, I planted Hot Chick Comeback Kid just because it's right in the wood, like dead center of the woods. Just carved out a little 1/4 acre plot, and it's been insane how many deer come in there year after year, just clover and chicory. I mean, there's high protein, but that's a great mix. So, I mean, that's the first question, like, what's your situation? And then the next is test your soil. Like, let us know what your soil comes back at. And then from there, we can tell you to add like our freight train, or cranked. That's our liquid fertilizers, or Dirty Deeds is our soil conditioner. So we just kind of break it out from there, and then we kind of take, like, from our knowledge from planning, what our top 5 to 10 blends. Like, hey, if you got an acre, why don't you go and break it up? Because our jugs are from 1/2 acre to 1/4 acre. Plant a 1/2 acre each section and just see what your deer like. That's the biggest thing. And like, say they crush Big Sexy in that 1/2 acre and they don't touch Smackdown or Showstopper. Then you can kind of go from there and say, hey, I'm going to plant Big Sexy for the whole acre next year, and just kind of see what happens, or see what it does. More or less play with it. But the perennials, Man, those are hard to beat. Like, guys always think they need to plant them tubers, them big bulbs. But I'll tell you what, that chicory and clover, that packs on some protein, and them deer go in there and hammer it. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I've never been sold on any kind of brassicas. I feel like deer smash that stuff. You know, I don't mean to put you in a spot here, but they smash that stuff when there's no other food available, which is a reason to plant the food plot. So obviously it's working. Like, that's the whole goal. I just have never really thought deer seek out brassicas, I guess is what I mean. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm an idiot, and that's been shown time and time again. So, I'm not afraid to wear that badge. But just personally, I've never seen them hammer any kind of, radish like you were discussing.
Man, that's the hardest question that we get. We get guys, I get buddies from back home, and they're like, dude, they won't touch my turnip or radish. And it's funny, I got a buddy just down the road from that guy, and they hammer it. I tell them it's just like humans. Like, guys don't like onions, tomatoes, but once they get like acclimated to it, and they like, oh shit, this ain't too bad, then they'll figure it out, and they'll come back in there and be like, all right, I know where this turnip is. I'm gonna come in there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hammer it because it's good.
All right.
Like, they'll figure it out eventually, or they could be one of them where they just don't like it at all and not eat it. But I'll guarantee that they will eat the forage on top. Like, that turnip produces that tall leafy forage. They'll hammer that before they hit that bulb.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I wonder what kind of nutrition content is in those bulbs. Do you know?
I don't know. No. I know they're bitter. I've tried them out in the field. They're bitter.
Yeah, right.
But
yeah, just curious. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I'm not a very good host.
No, you're good.
I keep picking on you a little bit. I don't mean to.
That's
curious.
Something that I'll go ask Mike. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Anything else you want to share with our listeners, watchers that we have, the viewers of the program? I mean, I know that you're kind of a local guy to the Breaking Point dudes, so you guys have a good relationship and all that, but any new stuff coming soon?
Oh yeah, we got new stuff in the works for next year, so that's going to be exciting. The biggest thing for the listeners, if you guys ever have questions or like want to comment on anything, info@domainoutdoor.com is the big thing, like our email. It'll be me or two other guys. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Facebook's huge. Just comment, message, Otherwise, we're pretty much at all the shows. We're getting into a lot of shows now, so we'll be there to answer any questions. But like I said, we love.
That's always fun, man.
That's the biggest thing. Like, customers are just like, man, you guys just do it differently because you guys answer the phone, instantly. Sometimes you get, how it is. Right. You get companies that sit on hold and don't call you back. But yeah, we're different in that aspect because we want to help. We want to help everybody out. We want everybody to succeed. So.
Sure. You're like us.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Well, very cool, man.
Yeah.
What do we got going on here? It's promising, man. That's as far as Midwest whitetail hunting goes, I don't know if you could find a better spot.
Looks like Goulash has deer running all over out in that CRP. I don't know what's going on. I haven't seen a buck on the screen yet, but there's a bunch of deer running around. There's got to be a buck around there, or a coyote or something.
Yeah, they're ripping all over left and right.
Getting ruddy.
Yeah.
They're working on it. I noticed must have been in the Snapchat earlier that Hunter Jacobs was saying that, or Hunter Jacobs, excuse me, saying that they love hot moms, which I thought was hilarious. I've never seen anyone talk about does and estrus as hot moms, but yes, sir.
Hot moms.
Turn them up. Yep.
Looks like we had a couple more people join the Breaking Point Club. Quick shout out to Blake Porter and Tyler Johnson for joining the club. You guys are now entered to win a 2025 Hoyt bow. Thank you.
Yeah. So Jake, what's on the horizon for you? I see you're a bit of a turkey hunter. What do you have planned for this spring?
Yeah, sheds. I turkey hunt for fun, but sheds, like I said, I love shed hunting, so I'm just itching now. I even made a joke last week. I'm like, shit, I'm ready for shed season already. And the guys are like, oh man, really? It's not even November yet. So I'll try to get out to Iowa. We go down to Whitetail Crossing there in Kentucky and shed hunt down there. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, with these leases, I got birds all over them right now. So we'll get out to do some turkey hunting. My wife, that's the only thing she likes to kill is turkeys. So try to get her a bird. She's shot one last year. So yeah.
You ever take her out west?
No. Well, I take that back.
Yep.
I took her out west to go antelope hunting. A few years back.
Probably sit in a blind when it was 95 degrees.
Yeah. Yeah, and you got to sit all day too, and it was just
16-hour days,
crazy.
100 degrees. Yeah.
Yeah, sitting over a water hole. She's like, "What are we looking for?" Like, they'll come in. Trust me. Some days you didn't even see an antelope. It's like, ooh, whoops.
Yep, that's tough hunting.
It's funny you mentioned that you're. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that your turkeys are a byproduct of your shed hunting. My sheds are usually kind of a byproduct of my turkey hunting. So,
that's most guys.
It is the best time of year. I mean, really, when you're out there in the turkey woods, that's the best time of year to be out looking for sheds, I think. I mean, I've always done really well finding them without even trying to.
Stumble on them, yeah. Like, Mike gives me so much shit because, man, that's all I talk about, finding sheds. He does.
Yeah, well,
we go shed hunting down in
share
Kentucky.
A sleeping bag.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Not sharing a sleeping bag. Shed hunting with you.
Now, so kind of enlighten us a little bit on what your tactics are for shed hunting. I mean, what does that look like for you? We don't talk to a lot of people who are just diehard shed hunters. Obviously, Brennen is. The boys all are, really. But, I mean, if you're going out in the spring, what's that look like?
Sunny days suck. I try not to go on sunny days. I guess really I just kind of like look at my Onyx, make sure I know like the property. I try to focus on the bedding areas, the food sources, and then really it's just taking trails, just heavy trails. And if I know it's a good property, I'll just sit there and just comb hillsides. South-facing slopes are huge. But yeah, bedding, man, I found a lot of sheds just in beds along food sources. They're out browsing on food and they're just shaking their sheds off and easy. Like Kentucky's a great example for food sources because he's got a lot of food out there. And man, you just walk along the edge and it's like, oh, there's one. But then sometimes it's like, holy shit, it's just hard and you got to really dive in there, find their beds. South-facing slopes are huge, but just trails. I just try to walk on trails. Just go slow. That's the biggest thing. Some guys go in there and just haul ass, and man, you miss a lot of sheds.
Yeah.
I still miss sheds.
Yep. Right.
So yeah, it's fun. I always wanted to get a dog. The guy that I got a lease with, he's got a dog now. We're gonna try shed hunt with the dog. Just curious on like how many more sheds we find with a dog versus our set of eyes. So that'll be fun.
Right. I've got a Australian Shepherd, and she loves to chew on antlers. And so I thought maybe she'd be a good shed dog. And then I got kind of worried that if I train her to be a good shed dog, she's going to eat them. She chews them apart, like what?
Yeah.
But a dog would always be, that's interesting to me. It'd be different to kind of walk the woods with a dog. And I've brought her a few times when I'm out wandering in the spring, but she doesn't pay any attention to shed. She's just wandering around hanging out with me.
Yeah. That's the same with my dog. I got a yellow lab, and like I tried training him. He was 3 or 4 years old when I started, and a little late in the game for that. But like you said, he chews on them at home, and we're out walking, and he'll pick up the obvious ones just laying there. So, yeah. But he's never like, we're out, I lost him, and all of a sudden comes back to the shed. I've never had that. But
do you hit creek bottoms and fence rows and all those jumping points like I do?
Yep, the crossing points. Yeah. I've found it's funny. I've found some sheds doing that. Like I've done it where I've checked them. Man, I'm surprised I haven't found a shed. It's like a huge bank where they got to jump up over the fence. Be perfect where they
just wall it out.
Yeah. So.
Yep. That was one of the first sheds I ever found, was in a creek bottom in Missouri when I was turkey hunting, honestly. I think I was about 12 years old, and never forgot it. So like those creek crossings and fence crossings are always the first places I look.
Yeah, those are good. Like just the heavy trails. I mean, you get into the property and you can just tell like, ooh, that's a good one. Just go on it, walk slow, and then just kind of like grid search, just zigzag through the property, hit, like I say, south-facing slopes. Food sources and bedding is the 3 major points that I like to hit. Yeah. And look small. Like guys are out there looking for a 50-inch side. It's like, dude, you gotta look small, like freaking 1 inch. Like, think about that.
Yep. That's what I tell people too, is everybody's out there looking for a 5-point antler laying in the wide open, and you got to look for just bits and pieces, tine tips, curvature of the beam, like just crazy shit. If you ever need somebody to talk sheds with, Jake, just hit me up, because I've got a very small circle of friends that understand it, and
you're psychopaths.
You clearly are a psychopath about it, like I am. So.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely an
funny,
art.
Like, yeah, when I'm out there too, like I'll even throw out a shed as I'm shed hunting, just to like keep my eyes acclimated to like what you're looking for. And guys are like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah. That makes sense, though, man.
Good.
I mean, it's probably good for you,
It's, because you could go
for
on
sure that
5 hours. Oop.
You're good.
Yeah, I was just saying, you could go on like 5-6 hours. You pick up a shed, and 5-6 hours later, you're like, man, I'm not finding anything. That's when I do that, because you're just constantly looking where you need to throw that out there just to freshen things up.
Well, it's like I recently have caught myself doing this. You know how sometimes you'll drive down a back road and you'll be in a zone where you're not really paying attention to anything around you, and then all of a sudden you realize this area looks really deery. So you start looking around. I'm looking in the weeds for sheds, and just the moment that triggers in my mind, I imagine throwing a shed out before you shed hunt is very similar. It just sets your mind like, I've been driving down this road for 20 minutes and I've not thought once about the deer activity, and all of a sudden I see a little trail that crosses the road, and now I'm zoned in, and I'm probably going to hit someone because I'm not even paying attention to the road anymore, And I think throwing a shed out
that's exactly what I
is going to be. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. tell us a little bit about what you guys have been involved in as far as the giveaways that you've done for us. I mean, we obviously know that, but our listeners are maybe not. You know, some of them tune in once a week or once every now and then, so they're not here every episode. But the things that you guys are doing in conjunction with these RUT Live episodes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to answer this wrong, but Riley, I know he's the main guy with that, and he sends me what to send you guys. So it's been,
Okay.
you know, we send you seeds, we send you
it's seed of choice, right? Yes.
Yep.
So it's going to be
It's 1 acre
of
of seed.
Yeah.
1 acre of seed, and then a bag of the recharge mineral. And whoever wins it, they get to choose what seed blend they want.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I mean, you literally can have your choice of whatever you want to do with your property. You know, everybody's got different goals for what they're doing for their hunting piece. So, very cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Thank you for doing that. Much appreciated.
Yeah, no, we appreciate everybody too, and we love. Like I said, we love doing it. We love the success that comes out of it. So.
Scanning our YouTube comments real quick. We've got a whole bunch of people chiming in. Travis Trader says he planted a comeback kid plot on a half-acre clearing in the woods this year. Should I worry about clearing the leaves in the spring or let it ride? If so, should I frost seed the clover every year?
Clear the leaves. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would go in there
clear
with
the leaves.
DeWalt, like electric battery blower that I would take in when I planted the domain on my place. Go in there and blow it clean.
Yep, that's the biggest thing. Clear the debris every year in the springtime and frost seed, overseed, because like the very first year you plant comeback kid and hot chick, it's going to establish, but it's not going to be as thick as you want it. So by going in there the second year, that's spring, you clear all that debris out of there. And for one, you get that much more sunlight if it is in the woods before them leaves canopy. But frost seeding is huge for clovers, the perennials.
Yep. Everything is basically pH based or temperature based, as far as I understand. I mean, if you really want to be successful with your food plots, I mean, know the pH and know the soil temperature. That'll tell you when to plant, and that'll tell you what you need to add as far as fertilizers or lime or whatever you might have to do to address the soil conditions. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's all temperature and pH.
Yeah, no, you're right, because we hate having guys buy a bunch of seed, throw it out there, and then come back to us and like, oh, did you test your pH or your soil? Like, no. It's like, oh man, well, and they do test it, and it's like 5.5, just super low. You're like, man, you got to add stuff to it. You got to do. Some guys get lucky; they don't have to do hardly any work. They just go out there and broadcast the seed, and they get freaking plants 2 feet tall. Where other guys, it's you got to put the work into it and the time. So, yeah, that's big.
Right.
Alrighty.
All right, Jake. Well, we're super thankful to have you. Our listeners are chiming in with questions and seem to be very thankful to have the chance to pick your brain a little bit on food plots. And we're very thankful for the fact that you guys are willing to make this possible. You know, Rut Live is a lot of fun, and without companies like yours, it wouldn't happen. So thank you, sir. I hope you kill a big buck. I hope you stay the hell out of Kentucky because I'm going to go up there again soon.
Yeah, no, I
But
appreciate you
thanks
guys
for
having me
joining
on.
us.
Yeah,
thanks for being on,
It's been
Jake.
awesome.
We appreciate it, man.
Yeah, like I said,
Awesome. Well, good luck to
your
you guys.
product's awesome, and it's awesome with the diversity that you have with the product. And thank you. And I'm excited for mine next year that I just started with the domain.
Awesome.
Gosh,
Heck yeah.
you didn't even get a chance to get Jimbo turned up. Please don't. Once he gets going, you can't stop him.
See you later, Jake.
Hey, Jimbo,
hang on.
you can email me whenever you want.
Heck yeah, I will do.
Before we let you go, Jake, I want to get one guess from you. I don't know if you can see this deer. I've got a live poll going. We're trying to guess what year this buck was killed and where.
1976 in Pennsylvania.
All right. Have a good night. You wrong.
I couldn't hardly see it.
Oh,
there it is.
If I get too close to it.
Yeah.
Jimbo, what are you drinking over there tonight?
Apple cider.
Apple cider?
Captain. Spitzley told me to try it out. It's apple cider
Yeah.
and Captain. I'm
Your
being
cheeks are
behaved.
slowly getting red.
Yeah.
That's a good mix.
It's hot in this basement.
I bet it is.
Starting fires.
Listen,
down here.
just don't listen to Spitzley when he starts telling you about bobbing for apples. You don't want to be part of that.
Okay, got it. Noted.
Looks like Ross has got some rain coming down there. You can see it hitting the creek bed.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break from Ross the Cheeks Weeks. When we come back, hopefully he's ready to put one down.
Testing of the 2024 lineup began years ago.
Put it to the test in Missouri, Kansas, Ohio.
That's a beautiful sight. Look at that.
bringing together this collection of minds of people who actually spend collectively thousands of days in the woods.
It was pretty amazing to see how quickly they could adapt and go, okay, that little piece is gone and we're going to fix it.
It just got fine-tuned into something that, in my opinion, is no doubt the best whitetail gear on the planet.
I mean, that's lungs.
Hey guys, welcome back to week 3 of our 2024 RUT Live series. It's been a fun couple weeks here, the last 2 shows, and we can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. We got another exciting night ahead of us tonight, and you guys know the drill by now. We post trivia questions throughout the show, and all you gotta do is answer those questions, kind of engage in the comments, and your name gets tossed in the hat for a lot of items. We got great partners that we work with in this industry, and they graciously have given us a ton of product to reward you guys for tuning in and supporting us. Comments, answer the trivia questions, you get in on a bunch of items. The higher ticket dollar items, anything north of $200, which are several here tonight. We got another HHA Rise going out the door, a nested system, First Light thermic kit. That's the coldest weather gear you can get from First Light. Vortex Viper rangefinder, $400 gift card from Lacrosse, tethered Predator CFX platform, and Canyon Nomad cooler. So for those items, you just got to spend $25 on our website to get entered. For every $25 you spend, it's 1 entry. You spend $100, you're in 4 times. So head over to our website, get yourself a hat, hooded sweatshirt, anything else you might need from the store. So again, we appreciate the support. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Okay.
It's almost getting to be that magic hour out there where the boys should start to see the big ones rolling in.
Looks like Goulash might have one in the sights right now. Nope.
Looks not too bad by Goulash. Looks a little windy by Mikey and Ross.
Yeah, I think it's raining down by Ross and Mike. Well, I know Ross for sure is getting wet. I don't know if Mike's got the rain right by him or not.
You would think if that rain stops and that wind lays down, them would really start to get things rolling for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's November 2nd. The deer ain't going to stop for the rain.
True, that's true.
Mike's putting the
Wet
hood up,
cheeks
must be raining.
It's the best cheeks.
Yeah.
Wet cheeks.
So you're gonna get some hunts in in Iowa couple, and then you head out, B?
What's that?
You get a few hunts in Iowa, and then you're heading out?
Heading out where?
Aren't you going to Oklahoma or something like that, or?
Oh, no, I ain't leaving Iowa till I kill one.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
I'm starting hunting on. I've been giving Ross the last 5 days to try to get one knocked down so we can go ham on them. But yeah, I'm starting to hunt on Monday. Red Moon, baby.
Good luck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's keep the fires rolling.
Dylan's got something in his buck, he says.
His
Must not
eyeballs
be
say
very
it's a
big.
decent one.
How come there's no deer in this plot?
As soon as Randall racks the focus here, we might see this buck. Ooh, it's a 10, he says. Come
Where's
on,
Brian
Randall.
when you need him?
Rack the focus.
That was back
there. There we go.
Ooh, that's a pretty big-bodied deer. I'd agree with Dylan. He looks decent from what I can see.
Yeah.
Probably
That's what his
3.5.
eyes said when he first spotted him. Right, he is.
Yeah, he is.
This ain't that shit.
There's another deer.
I hope you guys aren't getting much background noise, but I just looked out my window here and I've got 5 kids in my backyard shooting each other with pellet guns.
You don't look too bad.
And they're screaming, so.
I don't hear it. After that buck, is that a doe or is that another small buck?
There's a buck.
Kind of hard to tell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't get a good visual.
He's leading the way. 2 spikers.
I've been writing you guys telling you I need a 100-inch monitor, but so far I haven't heard back.
He's not a bad deer.
I didn't get those emails.
I don't know if he's gonna hear it.
Goulash, throwing some grunts at him. See what happens. Oh,
Should
he's
use
looking.
The black racks.
He definitely whipped his head around.
He's looking this way.
Looks like that deer's trying to decide if he wants to man up or not, or just eat.
Yeah, right. I don't know, man. It's Saturday night. I'm kind of tired.
That's a good deer.
Head in the right direction, right? Nope.
No, I think he's going away.
No. Yeah, he is.
But I don't know. He might be heading left to hit that little lane there.
He's just feeding there.
He definitely heard the grunt, no doubt about that.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like he's more worried about getting a belly full, though. Or he knows there's another buck around there that he wants nothing to do with.
Right. That'd be great. I'd prefer that.
Yeah.
He's right behind that white tree where I have that camera on. Should get pictures of him. I think that's the doe. That's the doe.
You guys have the absolute best fans. Just reading through the YouTube comments and chiming in with them, you know. Just awesome, folks. You got the Moss Grizz in the house, as always.
Yeah, she says, looks like a big Louie. Ian E says, hit the acorn cruncher. That's a bold move out in the middle of the food plot, Cotton.
These spikes are coming. Like 50, 60 yards out. Kind of right where they were. Or in that line, I should say. They're closer than they were before.
Goulash has got a little activity going on, but we're going to take a quick look at our giveaway winners from last week. We have Spitz. I can't even read that. You got to give me full screen. Give me 1 second, folks. For the Rise bow sight, we have Chad Pansky. For the Vortex Diamondback rangefinder, Jessica Slaminski. My God, you win everything. For the First Light core bibs and jacket, John Simbor. Lacrosse footwear, boots of choice, going to Doug Weeks. Congrats to you, sir. Tethered Predator V platform, going to Gavin Weslow. The Luminoc 3-pack of Knox, going to Lucas Malik. The Schwacker Broadheads, pack of your choice, going to Garrett Burton. The Tack Veins 100-pack plus adhesive, going to Brandon Farber. The Khmer Deer Extreme Harvest, going to Zach Haas. The Baronet Oxfy Blind, Travis Trader. The Domain, 1 acre of seed plus the Recharge Mineral, Carter McNulty. Onyx Elite Membership, going to Hunter Schubring. The Trick Outdoors Bow Hanger / Arrow Station, going to Matt Porcheller. The Hunter Safety System, Shadow Harness and Lifeline, going to Scott Psychos. Are you guys making these up? The Morel Target's Big High Roller Target, going to Jenna Wiseman. The Phone Scope, phone case, and adapter, going to Chad Zerbel. The Moultrie Edge 2 Cam, Hunter Vaith. The Tide Wee Heated Vest, going to Colin Carlton. The Black Widow Deer Lures with Wicks, going to Tim Sattler. The Easton Archery 1 dozen arrows, going to Kayla Wanta. The Booner Coffee, going to Nate Hawley. The Tethered bonus winner from last week is Andy Rozicki, getting that Scorpion little grabber tool, which sounded pretty sweet to me. Sounded a lot cooler than saddles, I'll tell you that.
I see Scott Seakosh did a face to the palm emoji in the comments for how you pronounced his name.
Well, tell him he ought to write it differently.
The only reason I know how to pronounce Seakosh is because I went to college with one.
I would have called myself Scott Psychos my whole life. Why would you not? Not a lie. Yeah. All right, let's have a look at what those giveaway items are. Coming up for this week, we've got the Black Widow Deer Lures, the Hot and Ready XXX, and the Scent Wicks. That sounds pornographic. The Canyon Coolers Nomad 20 Soft Cooler. The Khmer Deer, your choice of product. The Full RUT bag of coffee. Keep an eye on that coffee. It's good stuff, and they're talking about some different things coming up with that. The Domain Seed, 1 acre, your seed of choice with the Recharge Mineral. Easton, 1 dozen Axis arrows, made in the USA. The First Light Thermic Bibs and the Thermic Jacket. Sit out there and freeze your balls off. HHA Sports with the Tetra Rise. He's a warrior. The Hunter Safety System, Shadow Harness, and Lifeline. Lacrosse, your choice of boots. Speaks for itself. Can't beat lacrosse boots. The Luminoc 3-pack of Knox. Light up the night. Okay. The Morel Targets, Mod Pro. The Moultrie Edge 2 Pro Cell Camera. Use this in the woods or to keep an eye on your wife. The Nested Tree Stand Systems, Z8, Hang On, 3-pack of light rails, and the Core Pack, 35-liter. The Onyx Hunt free elite membership. You could also use that to keep an eye on your wife. The Phone Scope, phone case, and optics adapter. The Schwacker 3-pack of broadheads. The Tack Veins 100-pack veins of your choice, and the glue kit. Tack Veins offers everything you could possibly need for fletchings and veins and feathers. The Tethered Predator CFX platform. The Tide Wee heated vest with a battery pack. The Trick Outdoors folding bow hanger and arrow station. and the Vortex Viper HD 3000 rangefinder. For every $25 spent on our website during this broadcast, you'll gain 1 entry towards the following items. These are all of our giveaway items that are over $200 in value. Make sure and join. Make sure and get on. I have a deaf dog and he is barking, so I apologize for that. Make sure and get in on the giveaway. It's awesome stuff. I mean, it really is. And make sure you join our YouTube membership to be entered for a chance to win the flagship bow for next year, the Hoyt 2025 bow. It's going to be awesome. Probably about a $2,000 value, I would guess. Could be yours for $4.99 per month. That's the cost of our membership. And you could get it for 1 month and cancel it, and then leave the boys high and dry while you get this free bow. We're gonna go ahead and get in. We're gonna go ahead and get into our trivia question. A correct answer, or maybe any answer, who knows, will be entered into the giveaways for any of our items that are under $200. All you have to do is answer our trivia question, and it's coming up soon. Which TBP member is currently on the IL due to shoulder surgery? We talked about this last week. Is it A, Brandon, B, Kyle, C, Jimbo, or D, Dan? Put your votes in now. You could be the lucky winner of the Khmer Deer product of your choice. Get it in. Who's got the bum shoulder?
There's
Who's
like
the
a
most
unanimous
handy-capable
vote
member?
going on.
Yeah. Well, we had a pretty extensive conversation about it last week, so it shouldn't be too hard. No, I said who has a hurt shoulder, not who's gay. What's going on here? Just
That deer blown. Sound like a deer blown pretty far out.
all right, we're going to get a quick interview from Mancl on that urban unit. That's why he's got his hood on in the city.
Hey guys, we're back out here tonight on one of my urban spots. We're actually sitting in the same stand we sat last week Saturday. In here after a couple good bucks. Haven't had an encounter with him yet. We've had quite a few nice 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds on the cameras. Have had some encounters with them all season long. Had a couple of them inside 50 yards this week. Just not what I'm looking for here. I know there's going to be some bigger deer that show up. I know of at least 2 or 3 bucks that made it through season last year that I don't even have on camera yet, so I know it's going to be a matter of time before something really big rolls in here, but just rolling the dice here tonight. We got a good southeast wind blowing back behind us on this pond, and just sit in this funnel, and yeah, we're We're obviously in some rain here this afternoon. Started right about when we got in the tree. Rained for about 20-30 minutes. Stopped for about 20-30 minutes and it's starting to pick back up. Looked at the radar and it looks like it's gonna pretty much rain on us most of the night. I'm just hoping it kind of stays like this, where it's just this light rain. I think the deer will still move a little bit in this, but if it gets any worse, I don't know what to expect. But it's been a tough season so far in Iowa. Been seeing some good bucks from the tree, just not any of our big shooters I'm after. But things are slowly starting to turn up here. And I think once all this nasty rain kind of rolls through in the next couple days, it should get really good here. So we'll sit tight here tonight. Hopefully we can make something happen.
Tonight, Hunter and I are hunting on my lease here in central Wisconsin. We're set up pretty much in the heart of the property. The way the property lays out is the back half, the south half, is real marshy bedding area. And then the front half is highland with about a 15-acre cornfield that we're sitting right on the edge of. So tonight, the hope is the deer come from the bedding. We're towards the corn in front of us. We got a south wind tonight. It was about 10 miles an hour a few minutes ago, but it really cut off here. And there's not much of any wind at all. So hopefully that continues for the rest of the sit tonight. We have a pretty high anticipation for this hunt. Yesterday we pulled an all-day sit. We sat about 200 yards to the west on a ditch. We saw 6 different bucks. Only one doe, which we thought was interesting, but the one buck we saw was a shooter. We've got a few different bucks on camera, mainly nocturnal as of recently, but last couple days we had a really good cold front move in. Right now we're right in the center of the cold front between 2 weather fronts, so we feel really good about tonight. Right when we got set up, before we got the camera on the camera arm, we had a basket 8 that popped out of the west woods. So if that's any sign, hopefully the action continues and we can bring you a good hunt tonight. It really cooled off now. It's like 53 degrees. So we're going to stick it out. Hopefully the deer cooperate with us tonight and continue to work past us. So.
All right, Big Daddy Cheeks. Checking in with him. Let's see how it goes. My God, those are intense eyes. He is very hell-bent on shooting a buck tonight.
What's going on, everybody? Hope you're enjoying the live. Hayden and I are on a piece of boat land this evening. Just to give you guys a little recap, we've done all day sits on the 31st. And yesterday we were in this spot. We seen a handful of good bucks. Just not the guy we're after, but this morning we came back into this stand and seen a handful of good bucks again, and then we seen him. We seen the guy we're after, and he's big. We seen him probably at 9 o'clock this morning, probably 75 yards away in the woods here, in some thick stuff, and then he worked straight away from us. I gave him a grunt and a wheeze. He didn't really care. He put his head down to the ground and kept on going, but I got a feeling that he's in that pocket of the cedars, bedded up possibly with a doe, but who knows. But the best play for us tonight was to come back here and hopefully catch them coming back to the fields. So that's the play. We're in a pretty sweet spot. It's kind of a soft funnel that I found scouting this summer. Got a river behind us and then a ditch that runs right up behind the tree. And the best spot for these deer to cross are right here, probably 20 yards from us. They can cross the ditch wherever they want, but the easiest spot for them to cross is here, and most of the deer we've seen cross right there. So just open drop tine. Makes his way back here tonight. Should be fun. We've seen nice 2.5-year-old and a doe so far. Rainy conditions, but I like it. I feel like this is big buck moving weather, so staying tight here. We got a little while left till it gets dark. I name dropped.
And there we have it. He looks like a child of Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson. Now we're going to go ahead and check in with Dylan Guelig. Old Goulash. Wisco hunting. What's happening, Gru? Fill us in.
Brandon and I have had a pretty eventful night so far. Tonight we came and did a hanging hunt in a tree we've never hunted out of. It's this willow tree that doesn't really have a straight trunk in it at all, so we're making do with what we can. We didn't really know how the deer were going to move through this area, but we kind of figured to the south of us is a bunch of bedding. Then we got a big food plot, and then we figured they'd work out to the cornfield here to the north of us. A lot of these deer have been kind of coming out of our tamarack woods to the east and cutting right behind us where our wind's kind of blowing. So we've had quite a few deer get our wind, unfortunately. And like I said, we just didn't know how they were going to move through this area. But we've seen, we had a pretty decent 10-pointer in the food plot here before. He ended up working off a little bit, but we've seen a countless number of does, little bucks, some spikes. Just waiting on a mature buck here. We've got 5 or 6 different shooter bucks on this property right now. A couple been on camera the last couple nights, but just waiting to hopefully lay eyes on something. There's some more deer starting to flow into the food plot here, so I'm gonna wrap it up and hopefully something comes out. It looks like a buck came out there. Yeah, it's that 10 again, I think. He's closer this time, but still kind of farther down,
All right, things are shaping up. Let's see what happens.
Decent buck down there, too, just off of the food plot. There's that 8. Do you remember that 8 that I sent you that was really thin and wide? The really ugly one.
All right, we're going to take a live look at one of our scenarios that we've got hunters in, brought to you by Onyx. Got Jake Ergen in the tree here. He's hunting on the edge of a cornfield that hasn't been picked yet. See that in the visual. The spot is between bedding and food. He's got a south wind blowing tonight. Back toward the road. A couple bucks, nice bucks, have been on their feet in daylight the past couple days. So let's hold tight and see what he can make happen here. He's got a little bit of a, I guess you could call it a funnel, as these deer are making their way from bedding to food. Now we're back to Cheeks Weeks and Jamie Dutton. Jessica Sleminski says she loves being able to use Onyx with Adam's account. I would love if you would use Onyx to find where to send all the shit you've won from us to my house. Keep it up, lady. Doing the Lord's work. I'm happy for you. And she asked if I could give away the age of this buck, which I don't think is what we're actually doing. It's not the age of the buck. We're trying to figure out when this buck was shot, and I'm not going to give that away. And I actually am looking forward to Brennen's best guess, which I will take off air. So far, we've had no correct guesses. When was it shot, and where was it shot? If you zoom in close enough, and you're a damn good researcher, you can figure out where that buck was killed. The year you'd probably have to guess. All right, we're going to let Mancl sit and stew. We're going to let Ross figure out what's going on there. Got the cheeks all wet. We're going to go ahead and break to a commercial. We'll be right back.
Luminox are brighter, more durable, and with replaceable batteries, the longest-lasting compound and crossbow lighted Nox on the market, period. When your moment of truth comes, rely on the only lighted Nox trusted by the best. Luminox. Light them up at luminox.com.
In a very short amount of time, Tack Vanes has really dominated the tournament world as far as 3D goes and excelled in hunting. We've made the quietest, most stiff, accurate vane in the industry. We're very proud of what we've done. We make all kinds of different sizes, profiles for any application. And if you want to check those out, go to tackvanes.com.
Is that you, Carrots, hitting the can call?
Pretty sure we got to go. No!
Is that the... Is that the big can for long range calling?
Nah, it's a little guy.
Little guy.
Yeah. Checking back in here with Ross in Iowa. Looks like he's enjoying a little overcast action. A few raindrops. Drip, drip, drop. There goes an orgasm.
Looks like it's raining a little harder on Mike there.
Yeah.
Should have took the tree umbrella.
I've got one of those floating around somewhere. I think everybody
Goulash
has
is-
one.
Looks like Goulash got was that doe in front of him and a buck back at the end of the food plot?
Yeah, there's 3.
Yeah,
there's
I
a
see
few
2
deer
deer
back
at the
there.
back of that food plot. Looks like they're hightailing the other way.
The one on the left looks like a big body deer. Brandon's gonna film this doe though.
So, B, while we've got you here, I'd love to hear your guess on when that buck was shot.
Oh,
Behind my shoulder
I'd
there.
put in my guess. Yeah, you told me I had to do that off air. But I'll throw in a guess. Show it to me one more
No,
time.
I said you see it right there. You want me to get up
no,
close?
I can't because I'm looking at a micro screen right now. I can't see it.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding.
All
I
right.
can see it. You don't have to move.
It's not
It
fair if I
looks like-
give you a closer view than everyone else.
I feel like it's very hard to judge because it's discolored, like it sat in a bar where people could smoke for 40 years. So it looks like it's very weathered. So I'm going to say it's not as old as it looks. It's probably going to be 1988. And I'm going to guess Michigan. Nope.
Solid guess. Solid guess. I respect the hell out of your analytical process, but you wrong.
It does look like the average deer mount that you would see in a tavern up in northern Wisconsin.
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you this. I'll give you a little hint. It has not been smoked around.
So it's older.
I didn't say that.
or you mounted it yourself.
I shot that last year. That's 2023. What the hell?
Using the little doe can.
Right.
I had to mount a squirrel in high school in one of my classes, and it looked very similar to that deer mount.
Nope, she's old.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
she's
if
a
you
grand
guys can
winner of a
hear
dog.
my deaf dog just screeching in the background because he can't hear how ridiculous his bark sounds. I'll tell you what, whoever guesses the age of that buck, I'm going to ship them this dog.
I think we should just give it to Jessica. She's complaining that there ain't more merchandise on the website. We'll just send her.
I saw that. That's a very unique complaint. Like, I've already won everything you sell. Could you develop some new stuff, please?
The Slaminski line.
There you go. It ain't a little dog, Jessica. She's commenting, you don't want to know what Adam will do with a little dog. Well, not after a comment like that. You're damn right. I don't want to know. All right. I got to deal with this dickhead. I'll be right.
Ross has got a big squirrel out there in front of him.
Big old beast.
Jumping back to goulash. Still got that big fat doe in the food plot, but I can't. Oh, there's another deer up to the top right. Kind of looks like a fawn.
Yeah.
I don't know where that buck went. Can't be too far. He was just keeping his distance down there on the other end.
I've been cruising through there pretty good, though. Pretty good, decent
Yeah.
action.
For sure. Those deer definitely feel safe in that CRP. For sure.
Oh, yeah.
So what about you, Jimbo? You and Spitzley back at her tomorrow morning?
Yeah, he's not sure where he wants to go yet, so he almost was done at 9 o'clock this morning, but just the deer wouldn't give him a good shot. So
You guys are gonna have to lay
did the
there
good
and snuggle
ethical
for a
thing.
while in the morning, figure out what your plan is.
So you guys got all day tomorrow, and then can you hunt on Monday, or you're flying home?
I can hunt the morning on Monday because I fly later evening, but it looks like we're gonna get torrential downpours, so that's still undecided yet.
Yep. Yeah, Iowa's got pretty much the next 4 or 5 days. There's a decent chance of rain every day, but it's too far out to tell. You know, are you gonna get just a morning shower or whatever? But I don't know. Can't complain too much because we have been so dry. We definitely need the rain.
I agree on that.
And when that rain quits, the deer are gonna be on their feet for sure.
Oh yeah.
We've got some YouTube comments rolling in as always. Travis Dank, is that really his last name? Is Dank? Says
your guess is as good as mine.
When is that brother of yours going to be on as a guest host? B. What's old Danny boy
Travis. Yeah, I don't know if Travis is referring to my brother Dan or my brother Jared. He'll have to clarify. But to answer the question, neither of them will probably be on the show because they don't have the patience to hunt with a cameraman. So never.
I didn't know you had two brothers, man. This whole time,
Yeah.
I only ever knew about Daniel.
Yep. I got two older brothers and a younger sister. Dan is 5 years older than me, and Jared's 4 years older than me, and my sister's 4 years younger than me.
Oh, yeah.
Travis Dank says Jared. Yeah, like I said, I filmed Jared one time in my life back like in 2008, and I haven't sat in a tree with him with a camera since then because, like I said, they don't have the patience to say, hey, if you don't have a camera, you're not hunting. They just go hunting when they can go hunting like most people. So
Yep.
it just doesn't work out. I mean, I'd love to spend more time in the woods with my brothers and hunt with them, but it doesn't work out with our schedules, unfortunately.
You should do that at some point. I've actually been thinking about that a lot lately. Like, as my kids are getting older, moving toward this model where we camp out in a blind and just hang out, like for a day or 2 days. Just piss outside, whatever you got to do. Just be there for a couple days. And
Yep.
I think it'd be fun. I've never done anything like that. It's always been a do what you got to do to kill the deer mentality before my boys got to this age, and now it's a little different. And I've messed around with that a little bit. Like we've hunted in a Banks blind, like one of those stump blinds, that we've got up on a platform. And we brought a camp stove and oatmeal and all the shit, to cook. Like never saw anything, obviously, because we're loud as hell walking in there and cooking food in the blind. But I think if you make that like a tradition, I think the deer become aware of the fact that you're always there, and they are a little more prone to walking out. Probably not your mature bucks, your 4.5-year-olds, not these 3.5-year-olds you guys been shooting, but your more mature bucks are probably not going to come out, but I think it's fun, man. It's a good idea, just hang out in the blind and spend a couple days in there. It's something I've recently been throwing around, and I'm excited to try this year.
Cooking or
For sure.
hunting?
Hooking. What'd you say, Jimbo?
You said
Jimbo's
you're
talking
excited
about
to try,
hookers.
so yeah. So I said, you excited to cook or go hunting or bond?
Both. It's one and the same, dude. I hunt so I can cook, All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break from goulash here, and we're going to grab a commercial real quick. Make sure you show the advertisers some love.
Hey guys, hopefully you're enjoying the action here on RUT Live. We can't thank you guys enough for tuning in and showing support here throughout this live broadcast. Just wanted to talk to you real quick about our 2024 RUT Live Grand Prize. Hoyt Archery is going to give one of you guys a 2025 bow. This is a brand new bow, isn't even announced yet. We don't even have our hands on it, but one of you guys is going to have that opportunity to get your hands on this new Hoyt bow. All you got to do to enter for the Hoyt bow is subscribe to our channel and join what we call the Breaking Point Club. Go to our YouTube channel and all you got to click is join. It's $4.99 a month, and not only is it going to get you in for this bow drawing, it's also going to give you early access to our videos, member-only live stream Q&As, and so much more. So if you want to get in for the 2025 bowl, go over and join the Breaking Point Club. And again, we appreciate you guys watching RUT Live.
Right.
Back to Wisconsin with
Welcome
goulash.
back,
I don't know,
y'all.
what is
Heck yeah.
What is that, a little buck?
It's Garrett's 3-year-old.
It looks like it's alive, and that's a problem.
Another one behind it.
3-year-old.
That looks like a young buck there coming by Dylan. But there's a bigger deer in the back behind that tree. Can't tell what that one is.
I can't even keep track.
Kind of got a mule deer ass on it.
Big ol' ass on that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get drunk in that trunk.
Jimbo with the one-liners. Speaking of Jimbo, head over to Instagram and give him a follow at Jimbo Fuego. I picked up a couple Instagram followers last week.
I'll follow him.
Jimbo's
right
always
now.
keeping
If
it.
I don't.
Jimbo's always keeping it real on Instagram. Doesn't post
Always.
often, but he makes it count when he does.
Yeah, I make a splash when I need to.
Yeah. You're killing it, man. I don't ever get on Instagram anymore. I do follow you, but I'm almost never on there. Your pictures are top notch.
Always.
Looks like this little buck's doing the death march right at Goulash. Too bad he wasn't a little bigger.
Yeah.
Little buck. Little one.
He's just a little guy.
I can't even keep track of all the deer.
Sounds like they got a lot going on around them.
Yeah.
Says he can't keep track of them all. There's another deer that just popped out on the right side of the food plot. I can't tell what that is either. I just see a body. Tail wagging.
I don't know, but
this one
little guy is ready for death.
He's walking right down the yellow brick road.
He's not going to be a mature buck in a few years.
He's as big as he's getting.
Yeah.
He's gonna be somebody's chili this year.
Is that decent 10 from before again?
Sounds like Dylan sees that 10.
He's pushing a bunch of deer back there. There's like 5 does about to run right into the plot.
Right, we're gonna take a live look at Mancl. He's got a buck coming in.
Ooh, that looks like a decent buck.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
On my little 5x4 window I'm looking at, looks like a pretty
I'm
good
telling
one.
you, man, it's hard. It's hard, right?
Oh shit!
It's funny because our viewers probably don't realize this, but they have the biggest screen of all of us. We can't. None of us can see
Thin horn, big frame 8.
what they're seeing at that size.
I don't know if he's a shooter or not.
Don't talk like that, Mike. Just put an arrow in him.
He's a nice deer, though.
I bet
Send
Mike
it.
can be talked. I bet Mike can be talked into shooting this one.
Send it.
Yeah. He's either gonna come over that berm, or he's gonna follow that hedge kind of by the pond, I think.
I'm texting him right now.
Shoot this deer.
Is he?
Yeah.
Whoever the new bow hunter is, he says on the YouTube comments that he would drill it.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Well, he's definitely working his direction. I think he's in a spot where it kind of pinches him there. If he's working that direction, I think he's going to come in bow range unless he veers off into that timber.
Yeah, but it's possible I just messed the whole thing up because I texted him and he might be.
He's got G. He's
waiting.
got G.
Might grab it real quick, thinking it's Melissa. Missed this whole opportunity.
Just gotta mind your own business. You worry about Michigan.
We got a buck
He's-
on
he-
Dylan's camera
He's
also.
talking
We may
to you,
split
Spitzley.
screen.
What are you saying to him?
That's good. You got the beat on.
He goes, mind your own business and worry about Michigan. Nathaniel DeWitt says there's no way possible that Mancl passes this buck. Hopefully we can find out here in a few minutes. He's
I
definitely.
feel like maybe Nathaniel DeWitt has not hunted Iowa because I would have said the same damn thing.
I can't tell, honestly, looking at the screen. I can just see rack once in a while. I don't think Mike's going to be as picky in the urban as he is with his statewide tag, but then again, I don't know what he's all got on cameras.
Yeah. I can't see it very well, but yeah, I'm being told it's a pretty damn good buck, so I hope he sends one.
I hope we get to
Probably
see it up
because
close and
Spitzley
personal.
has the big screen TV, and we got these 4x5s.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do it. He's not mature. He's got nice
He's
range.
not mature.
He's not heavy.
Jesus, Karen, just fucking do it, please.
Yeah.
It was Mancl that killed one in a monsoon last year when it was raining sideways.
Yep.
If I had to guess, I'd say we're gonna hit dark at about 7:45.
Gotta be bigger ones in here.
Eastern, 6:45 Central.
Depending where Mike's at, I don't know where exactly. It's going to be sometime, shooting tonight will be sometime around 6:40. Roughly.
Ooh. See? Send me a
Central time.
prize.
We'll send you another puppy.
So we've still got almost a solid hour. I mean,
Yeah.
plenty of time. And there's a lot of deer on their feet already.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like Dylan's got something going there.
He's got some chasing going on.
Yeah.
Weary bastard.
Can't tell what that deer is by Dylan, but it looks decent.
He's probably 2.5. Heck yeah, man. He's dogging her.
Good to see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good to see.
Yeah.
That's what it takes to get the big ones out there.
It's exactly how I started my family. Just don't give up. She's gonna probably say no.
So you give her a bunch of bush lights?
Oh, that'd be wrong, Jimbo. You're a pervert. Heck yeah, man. That's what it's all about. Even if that's not a shooter buck, which I can't really tell yet based on my little view. Even if it's
running
not
up the yellow brick road.
Hell yeah, that gets you fired up, you know.
Yeah, I don't
he'd
know.
be dead.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
if he walked up to me, he'd be dead for sure. I've got bucks
That's what's-
smaller than that hanging on the wall right next to me. If he's big enough to shoot, he's going to end up dead.
Yeah, it looks like a 10-pointer. That's what's cool about watching it live. I don't know what's going through Dylan's head. Is he going to shoot this deer,
Right.
or is he
right
just enjoying the view? I just heard him say it's a young deer, so that tells me he is not going to be shooting that deer. He's working for it, though.
Yeah, he's definitely chasing.
I figured he was probably young because I don't think mature bucks, shooter caliber bucks, are chasing does like that quite yet. Where he's at, maybe I'm wrong.
I agree with you. The last I seen on Mike's, that taller
figured he
buck,
was 3.5.
kind of went. Yeah, I don't know. He went in the woods there behind those two bigger trees, and then I lost him.
He's up in the timber, I think. He's up over here, I think. Or is he behind it? Gotcha. I got a giant leaf in my way. Someone said in the comments, no way I passed that deer. Just for that, I'm definitely not passing it. Or I'm definitely passing it, I mean. There's another buck chasing out there.
That was a good hee-hee, Jimbo.
Yeah. I got a lot. I have a few good ones left.
He's got a lot. He's got a full tank of hee-hees. Jimbo,
kinda
what's
weird
been
that-
new in your life since last weekend? Sorry, B.
Oh, you're good.
Just hanging out with Spitz and trying to get her done here in Michigan. Came close today, just didn't get a good shot opportunity, so he had to let it walk, which I tip my hat to him. It was a good move on his part, being ethical. It was a good, solid deer.
It's the first time for everything. You know what I mean?
Yep. How about you? How's
But
it
yeah,
on your end?
I saw. Oh, good, man. Very good. I saw some Snapchat stuff, and you guys out in the woods. Looked like a good time. Conditions look beautiful, you know. Just sometimes it doesn't
Definitely
happen.
a lot of
But
good
yeah, in my
deer
neck,
activity. It's just can't get it to have the chips where he needs that shooter just to take that one right or left step so he can send it.
Right. Right. He'll get there.
Oh yeah.
He's in a bit of
We're
a
gonna
funk.
grind it out and get it done.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if Mike's still got eyes on that one or not. I haven't seen any movement on that screen.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything either.
I don't know. I called him names, and he said it's only a 3.5-year-old, so he's passing.
Sounds to me like he's kind of soft.
Well, we've known that. No, I'm kidding. Good old Mancl. He's one of my favorites to pick on, for sure. He takes it well.
Jeez, there's deer everywhere by Dylan.
Sweet.
We're going to go ahead and ease into our next commercial break. This will give you guys time to throw in a vote for what year this buck was shot. No one's got it. No one's getting it.
My favorite
Yeah,
commercial.
I've been looking for a big one, but it's really hard to find.
Is this one big enough?
I think I'll keep looking.
Hey, I've got one over here I can show you.
Well, I hope yours is bigger than the one the last guy showed me.
I think I have exactly what you're looking for.
Yep, that's huge.
Try it out.
I'll take it. Sorry, boys.
Check back in with Jacob Rand here shortly.
Meanwhile, Goulash has just got deer everywhere in the CRP. I don't know if they're get chased
Appreciate
or
you
what.
picking that up.
Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Pretty slow, uneventful set. A couple minutes ago, we did have a doe that was working through the marsh. She spooked. I don't know if someone was chasing her or if she got her wind or something, but yeah, that's going to do it for us tonight. Tomorrow, I think we might come back here and hunt again, but it still hasn't been determined. We're just going to watch the cameras. Still got a lot of sitting left for Hunter and I. We've got next week, the entire week off. So we'll just be spending time in the tree. Looking forward to it. Yeah, thanks for watching. We're going to back up here and get out as quietly as we can.
And there you have it. No go for the rando.
Yeah, pretty slow night for those boys.
Yeah.
Almost sounded like, I don't know if they're close to the road, but were you guys picking up audio like it sounded like a vehicle or a four-wheeler or
Yeah,
something?
it sounded like it.
Did you stop? Highway noise. Something.
For sure.
Oh, really? That was me out there burning hot laps, trying to destroy the chance of success. They see me rolling.
Dylan's got something close. Doe. Big old nanny.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's probably trying to get downwind of him.
That's pretty much going to do it for us tonight. We had a pretty eventful night overall. We can see a lot, just all over in general. I mean, we've seen, with everything we can see, I mean, at least 40 deer. Lots of bucks. Maybe one shooter. Probably borderline, but still some pretty good movement. But there's not a ton of deer right now in the area, so probably going to get backing up and head out so we don't spook too much. But we've got quite a few days coming up here where we've got vacation, so we'll be back out soon.
Got sandhills barking in the background, man. You can't beat that.
Yep.
Might
It
not
sounds
be a
like Dylan
successful
is.
hunt, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's seen a shit pile of deer, and it sounds like he's in the clear to try to slip out of there undetected right now. So, good play on his part, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely on that for sure.
They clearly still have a little bit of light, but when you got 40 deer around all evening and you get a break to try to get out of there close to dark, you got to take advantage of it.
Yeah. Yep.
Definitely.
How
on
long
that.
after dark? What's your record for sitting in a stand after dark before leaving?
I've probably stayed put for close to an hour before.
Yeah.
I can't really remember staying any longer than that. What about you? Did you stay out there all night like Bill Winke?
Yeah, that's the only way to do it. It's the only way to put them down, Midwest whitetail style. No, I have probably had the biggest buck I've ever encountered was after dark, after legal shooting light. And I was in Kentucky where you guys came and turkey hunted, and it was a turd of a stand in kind of in the back of a finger of a bean field. And sitting up in this hang on, I was ready to get down. I was like tying my shit up to lower it down, and I look behind me and see just the moonlight shining off of a set of antlers probably 10 yards away. And I swear that was probably the biggest buck I've ever seen on the hoof. I mean, I couldn't really tell, but holy shit. The antlers were huge.
So was
that
it 3.5-year-old?
all I needed to see. Nah, he was 4 for sure. Yeah.
Jim
He had
gets going on the
tattoos all up and
hee-hees and
down
he
his
just doesn't
arms.
stop.
Yeah.
No, he was mature. But I mean, you can tell like the body shape, the body size. You know, I'm in like just rays of moonlight was all I had. But he was a giant.
Those are kind of running up in here, it looks like. Oh, I see him now.
You guys want to take another crack at the trivia question?
Let's do it.
Tough to figure out.
Let's get her done.
Which one of you Jimbos had a hurt shoulder? Was it A, Brandon, B, Kyle, C, Jimbo, or D, Dan? We've got YouTube comments pouring in. They're all pretty sure it was Jimbo.
At this
But,
point, if you get the trivia
Jessica's-
question wrong, you aren't winning shit this week.
That is funny. Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
No.
I'll be sitting with them tomorrow and you'll be saying Zimbabwe all day.
Jessica is all over your ass, Josh, about showing that deer again.
I see that. No, I mean, it's not up to me. It's right there. She can't see it, though, because we're not on our split screen.
Oh, yeah.
She'll get another
Looks
chance.
like Mike's got
We'll go bit.
Mike's got that buck back in there, skirting the river. I just seen him decent.
What'd you think?
I don't know. It was right when Scott went back to the big screen, but his rack looked decent when he was walking along that water. Mike says he ain't gonna shoot him, but he might change his mind if he comes in by him.
I hope so. I'm sorry for the sniffles. I keep sniffing, but I'm allergic to pussies that don't shoot deer.
There he is. There he is, popping out.
Yeah.
Oh, he's kind of got some shit. Yeah. So he's got nice G2s, but his G3s look pretty weak.
Hey, Jimbo,
Kevin Trent is pretty much calling Jimbo a little bitch.
Oh,
that's where I was going.
He goes, Jimbo, I'm a triple amputee and still hunt, so I know you can hunt with a hurt shoulder, bitch.
Tell him I won't use a crossbow. I'll tough it out.
Kevin's been following us since the beginning.
We appreciate it,
the one
Kevin.
that- yeah, absolutely. He's the one that chimed in last week, I think it was, and said that they had deer down, and maybe his dad shot a black bear, I believe, if I'm not wrong. But the moral of the story is Jimbo's a pussy.
Jimbo's a utility player this year. He's helping out behind the camera as much as he can, letting those bucks get bigger for next year.
Yep.
I'm teasing you, Jimbo.
Oh, I know you are. I got thick skin. Zimbabwe's good here.
That's like the most amazing nickname I've heard.
I see Zach Fear chimed in, said, "What's up, Brennen?" What's going on, Zach? He's out in Ohio. We met him when he started doing trade shows out in Columbus. He shot a pretty nice buck a couple weeks ago. I think it might have been his best buck ever, so huge shout out to Zach from Ohio.
Our condolences for living there, but big shout out.
Kevin Trent said, "Dad got 2 bucks and a black bear in East Tennessee."
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Hell yeah. Shoot us a picture, man.
Yeah, that'd be sweet to see.
Yeah. The black bear hunting is a culture of its own that I've not tapped into here at all. And I would love to. We also have pigs, like, wild pigs that run around. I actually had a couple on camera on our deer hunting property. But I would love to see what they've accomplished. See that black bear. I would guess he's probably Maryville area, Blount County, somewhere around there. We're going to go ahead and bring in our commercial break here, number 5. Brought to you by
Zimbabwe.
Any short-sighted spy in the field can provide you with images. Only the Moultrie Edge 2 cell cams provide tactical reconnaissance. High-resolution photos and videos paired with detailed intel of where game is most active. Built for simplicity, just turn on your Edge 2 cell cam and it will auto-connect to one of the 4 major cellular networks, while our easy-to-use app arms you with game plan, so you can determine where and when to hunt. Don't just capture images, gather intelligence.
Made by hunters for hunters. Trick Outdoors was created in 2023 with a goal of bringing quality American-made products to the hunting industry. Climbing sticks, bow hangers, hub blind accessories, and more. All inspired, engineered, and manufactured by us in the great state of Wisconsin. Check out all of our products at trickoutdoors.com or find us on social media at Trick Outdoors.
No way. I just heard him die.
All right, thanks for sticking around. Welcome back to RUT Live. We're checking in with Mancl here in Iowa. He's going to give us a quick rundown, explain to us exactly what happened to his face. Looks like he was attacked by a black bear. Yeah, give us the left side. There you go.
With this rain and overcast, surprisingly, it's been a better night than I thought it would have been. We've seen that one solid 8-pointer. I'm thinking he was a 3.5, pretty confident. I've got a few pictures of him. He's halfway decent body to him, but he's just not a lot of mass. But he's got a good frame, a lot of potential. Seen a handful of does and fawns, nothing close again tonight. So I'm thinking I might have to
kind of reevaluate our setup here and maybe move a little bit, see if we can get in the game a little more. But we watched this buck for probably the last 45 minutes. Came from the west, worked the edge of the ditch, but he came up through the timber about 80 yards from us. Walked the edge of a pond, and then he got behind some trees and we kind of lost sight of him. But good night, we're soaked. So we're gonna give her a few more minutes here and head back to the house and get everything dried out, and we'll be back at it here in the coming days. So thanks for watching this week's RUT Live. It's been awesome to see all the interaction and all the people joining as members and buying some of our stuff on the website. So can't thank you enough for all the support. It means a lot to us. So look forward to seeing you guys next week. But for us, it's going to be a wrap here in Iowa pretty soon. What's that? What time is it? Yeah. 14. We could use one of them. Yeah, buck's moving over here. By the way, where's the 6.5 if we need one? No, route 10. I don't think them deer where we sat the other morning, I don't think they're bedding in there as much anymore. Well, we're coming down to the last 20 minutes here. Night's gone pretty much how I expected to. Just not a great evening spot, but we're sitting here because we knew there was a chance that that buck could work back this way tonight. We've seen 3 does, a nice 2.5-year-old, but it's been raining on us pretty good all night. It's getting dark real fast here. Like I said, 20 minutes left, but not much camera light left. We still got time to make things happen here. We're gonna keep our eyes peeled. Maybe he'll come strolling through.
It ain't over till it's over, Rick. Sounds like it's getting pretty dark on those boys early tonight with the overcast and the rain. I think they still got probably close to 25 minutes of legal time, but they're losing light pretty quick tonight.
It's always interesting to me to watch how quickly it gets dark, or what time it gets dark for you guys based on where I'm at. I'm sitting here on the west side of the Smokies. So it's you get a little reflective light up the mountains, but it's funny. In the wintertime, you know, things are much darker where you're hunting than where they are here.
So you guys are dark probably 45 minutes to an hour ago, huh?
Yeah, I said that backwards. We're darker than you. us.
We're darker than you.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, and just for our listeners that are trying to chime in on the year that this buck was killed, Spitzley is going to bring us back to a split screen here in just a couple minutes. You can get one more good look at that. There you go. Let me see what we got here. See if I can move this thing around a little bit. There it is. There you go, Jessica. Give it a guess. And Kevin Trent chimed in and said they were having all that success with the bear and the deer in Cock County. Cock County.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to pronounce it wrong.
I would love to hear you pronounce cock wrong.
Well, I didn't want to say cock, and it's like Cochet County or something. I would have definitely said Cock County.
Yeah. Tennessee's wild, man. We have Blount County, we have Cock County, we have lots of things that are not appropriate.
You're out. I just text him and tell him.
Now that we're all caught up on Ross's Snapchat.
Things are winding down. It's getting dark. Looking like we're probably not going to put one down tonight, but damn it, the conditions were perfect. And what this tells me is that next week, for sure, someone's going to kill. Like,
oh yeah, we're hitting a walk off
yeah,
next
for
week.
sure
I got
on
a
that.
feeling.
Yeah.
But we got time change, so next week's gonna be even earlier.
Yeah, is it usually a week later than this? I had this conversation with my wife. Typically, our muzzleloader season opens on Saturday, and the time change is on Sunday. But this year, it's a week. Our muzzleloader season is a week later, so we've got a time change, obviously, tonight, and next weekend, muzzleloader season is opening, and I've always gotten one Saturday of not having to get up so damn early and go out and hunt. But this year it's different.
Yeah, I feel like it is a week earlier. I don't know. Usually when it hits in the first week or second week in November, you're so out of it anyways because all you're doing is getting up, hunting, sleeping. I can't remember, but I feel like it's usually around like the 8th, 9th, 10th, somewhere in there.
I gotcha. Yeah, it usually is the 9th, I think. Which is what I thought it was going to be this year, and it's not.
Weren't they going to do away with that time zone change eventually? There were talks about it, but, they never really executed on what they were going to do with that.
Not sure, Jimbo. I did hear some talks about that too, but I don't understand how they could do away with the time change. Like, how would that even work?
Well, it's not that hard. You just stop changing your clock, and it's done.
I know. I get that. I get that. But as far as like actual daylight hours and like commuting to work and going home, and you're gonna just say I'm stupid because you can drive to work in the dark, but it would kind of screw everything up,
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I thought, didn't they do that more for like the farmers so they would have longer working conditions, during the day and,
Thanks, Jim. Thank you,
originally,
Jim. Yeah, it was definitely the farmers.
No, it was for trains. It was for train, like checking in and riding the train out west. Originally is why we have time zones. Which
Jordan Risky says that they don't do a time change in Arizona. How does that work?
They don't in Indiana either.
So how does that work? Like,
they just stay the same.
I know, but
you
like
walk around
when people
talking about how it's 9 a.m. and it's 8 a.m. in Indiana, and they don't give a fuck.
I understand that. But when people are saying Central Time, Eastern Time, and when somebody in one of those time zones decides they don't want to switch their time, what time are they? It's like they just switch from Eastern to Central?
I guess, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I'm getting at here.
Yeah. All right. You're smarter than Jimbo looks.
Speaking of Jimbo, Jessica says
Zinger.
that the Cider and Captain are talking for Zimbabwe now.
Yeah.
Well, now I feel like a dumbass because the guy from Arizona is like, well, the time just doesn't change. I understand that. I don't understand, like, all right, the NFL game is on at 12 Central Time. What fucking time is it in Arizona if you guys don't switch your times?
This is how I feel every time we do this. You're Central and I'm Eastern. What the hell? It's only an hour different, but it might as well be like algebra.
Jessica just took a shot and asked why I don't have any animals on the walls behind me. That kind of hurts my feelings.
Don't let her do it. Don't let her hurt your feelings. That's all right, because she's guessing about this deer over my shoulder, and she's way wrong. Everyone's way wrong. Justin Roth says for sure October of '88. keep it going. Everybody guess when that buck was shot. It was a long damn time ago. I will say that it's been dead for a long time. I can't say anything about it or it's going to give it away. So just keep guessing it up. I'll shoot you something sweet if you guess. And if not, I'll just keep it for myself like I had planned to do the whole time. But thank you guys for tuning in. Really, couldn't be happier. It's a great episode. We had a good time chatting, boys. Great to have you, obviously. It's not very often you're not in the tree, so it's been fun to shoot the shit with you, buddy. Good to talk.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's cool to kind of see the back end of this and see what you and Spitzley and Jimbo the last couple weeks, how this kind of runs, and bringing in the guest host. It's super cool to. As much as I'd love to be in the tree, this was pretty damn fun too. Yeah, always a good time. And we're not as retarded as you think. You know, we get it done. We do pretty good. We do our best. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Everybody have a great night. I hope you get out in the woods tomorrow morning. It's going to be awesome. The conditions are great across the country, so get out there and shoot something and send it to us if you do.
You want a sight that's built to last, has been proven, has a lifetime warranty, and is made right here in the USA. HHA makes sights for all archers, all skill levels, and for all users. Whether you're flinging arrows in the backyard or going on the trip of a lifetime, trust isn't built overnight. It's built by being number one for decades. HHA.